Alright, today I want to show us how to cut a wrap top with circle sleeves. It's a very simple one. I've actually done a tutorial on a wrap top with bishop sleeve, and this wrap top is such that has a peplum. The initial one I did too actually had a peplum. So let's get started. Now, the measurements, the chest of the person is 37.5. So I'll just assume 38. That'll be 9.5. Plus 2 inches seam allowance, that's 11.5. So 11.5 is what I was supposed to lay normally, assuming this was not a wrap top. But because it's a wrap top, I'm going to divide that 9.5, which is, initially 38 divided by 4 will give us 9.5. So when I divide it by 2, if I divide it by 2, it's going to give me 4¾ So I'm going to add 4¾ to the initial thing I've laid. I actually laid 9.5 plus 2 inches, that's 11.5 here. So I'm going to add 4¾ to 11.5, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, then 3/4, that's 16¼ So I'm laying 16¼ and that addition is because it's a wrap top. I hope you get. So now I have laid 16¼ The next thing I'll do now is to rule the lower edge here. I'm going to rule it because I don't like this part showing on my clothes. Now the shoulder to waist of this person is 15. So 15 plus 1 inch, half to connect the peplum and half to join at the shoulder. That gives us 16. So I'll rule it out. So now the next thing is to measure that 4¾ out, because we are not going to start our measurement from there. So as not to make a mistake, it's better you just mark it, rule it out, and you start taking all your measurements from that point. Remember that this is the hot side of the cloth. Don't use the right side of the cloth. So the shoulder is 15. 15 divided by 2 give us 7.5 plus half, that's 8. Then the depression, ½ inch. The neckline, I'll be using a neckline of 3. Then I'll connect this neck width, this point here, to this, to where the depression ends. So that's that. Now from this neck width here, I'm going to connect it to the tip here. I'll just rule a slant line. So that's for that side. Now to the armhole, the round sleeve is 14.5. So in getting the armhole, after calculating, I will get around 7¼ I can just rule it out there. Then from this line also, I'll measure out what the shoulder was initially and rule it out. so I can get this rectangular shape. As normal, if you are used to watching my video, you'd have seen it over and over again. Now to the bust line. The bust is 38, as I said earlier, so that's 9.5 plus 2 inches. That gives us 11.5. So I'm going to measure it round from there to the point of 9.5. That's 8.5. So 8.5 divided by 2 will give me around 4.25. So that's where I'll come in by half, because this person is actually very chubby. And then I'll rule out my armhole. Can use a armhole cuff for anything to connect. I like using my free hand. So that's that. So we are left with just the waist side. So for the waist is 33. So I'm going to measure 33 divided by 4. That's 8.25. 8.25 plus 1, 2, that's sewing allowance, and that of 1 inch. So I'll connect it. The fabric is very, very soft. So you can cut. So that's that for the front. So now I'll go to the back. I'm just going to use this line to get the straightness of where the cloth actually stops. Just fold in that part and then bring this inside. So that's that. I'll confirm the neck width here. If it's still 3, if it's not, then I need to take it in a bit to ensure this part is, the neck width is 3. Okay, so I just mark that point 3 and come in by about 1.5 to 2 inches this way, as you can see, and I'll drop this back. So now I can cut it out. This is my second video on a wrap top, so I know by now you should see that making a wrap top is so easy, especially if you are not lining it. I lined the previous one. I will also be lining this too. It's very easy to make. But if you are not lining it, it's something you can make under a few minutes. So now I want to create the part where the dart will come. That's 4 inches. It actually depends on the person you are sewing for, how big the person is. So let's go straight to the peplum. So now for the peplum, the waist is 33. I'm going to add that 9.5. You know it was on fold. The 9.5 I divided by 2 to get 4 3/4. It was on fold, so that means it was this way. So that means I have it here, I have it here. So that's why I just summed it up. 33 plus 9.5 will give me 42.5. So 42.5 divided by 6.28 will give me around 6.76. So I'll just use 7. I always like to just approximate. It's better your clothes is excess, especially peplum, but eventually the person gets fat. So now to the main cloth. The blouse length is 22. Blouse length is 22, and the shoulder to waist is 15. So I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So I'll just add one more into it to make it 8. So that's 8 plus the 6.76 I approximated to 7. That will give me 8 plus 7, 15. So I'm laying 15 this way. And after laying 15 this way, I want to confirm again. After laying 15 this way, I'll also fold it again because I'm making a 360-degree peplum. So that's that. So I'll confirm if I still have my 15 here. I have my 15. So the next thing I need to do now is to start marking 7 inches round. Now from this line, I will also mark 8 inches, which is the peplum length. I'll mark the 8 inches round from that line. Then after marking, I'll just connect the curve. I'll connect the points together to form a curve, then I'll cut it. Okay. So now I'm going to move to the full sleeve. So basically in cutting this, you need to know what is here. So whatever you have here, to the point where, this is the point where the you know, we actually use 2 inches, so you can just remeasure 2 inches. So this is the point where our sleeve actually ends. So you are going to measure it round in order to know what is there. So this is around 9 inches. So that 9 inches is more or less like saying times 2, you know, that we had the front and the back. So that's like 18. So you can then divide your 18 by 6.28 in order to get the circumference that will key or fit into that point. So 18 divided by 6.28 is actually giving me around 2.8. So that would just simply be 3. So now I need to determine what I want to use as the length of that sleeve, the sleeve length. So depending on what I have left here, I think I'm just going to use 8. So instead of using 8 exactly, I used 9. So that it can cater for the seam allowance. So I'll just mark 9 here too. So mark out the point here. Can you see? I marked out 9 here. And I also mark out 9 on this side. So we can simply just place it out this way first and cut it out like our normal peplum. But this time around, we are not going to mark the circumference. I'm just going to place the tape here and mark 9 inches round. Mark 9 inches round. So now you can cut it. So this is going to be the center of the sleeve. You can notch it, very small notch. So that's the center of the sleeve. And the circle is not going to be like normal peplum. It's going to come this way. I hope that's clear. So that particular circumference I said the other time, I said it was 2.8. That's the 18, which was the round armhole. 18 divided by 6.28 was giving me 2.8. So I said I would just use 3. So you mark that 3 from this notch side here. Mark 3. If you want to make it easier, you can either place the tape here and mark the 3 round, or you can just fold it as if that's where your peplum is about to start from that point 3 for ease. So you're just going to place your tape at the tip here and mark 3 round. I hope this is clear. So this is what you have. So you can either do it this way, you know, once you cut this way now, you'd have achieved what we actually need. Or you place your tape at this point here and keep marking 3 inches round. So either way, whatever method you think is convenient for you is what you should use. So you just draw it round this way. I hope that is clear. So you are just going to cut. So this is the armhole that is actually going to fit into the armhole of our clothes. So that's that. But I think I'll just prefer to use this method in cutting it out. Still the same thing. So this is going to fit into the armhole of the clothes. This is what you have. This actually makes it to balance together on the same level, instead of making the peplum instead of making the circumference round the center this way. When you make your circumference round the center this way, the lower part very close to the head here will drop than the clothes. I hope that's clear. So that's basically what we are doing. So I'm going to place this on the fabric again to cut the other sleeve, and then I'll cut the lining, and that brings me to the end of how to cut this particular wrap peplum blouse. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for watching. Bye.